little kids up here, and they were all really dancing and enjoying it. And I believe that they had a really good time. And most importantly, I believe that they learned a lot about Jesus as well last week. So it really only seems fitting that today is our first Family Worship Sunday in over a year because of the COVID virus. Now, just in case you do not remember what Family Worship Sunday is all about, it's a time when we worship as a family here in the sanctuary. And the messages are designed to be interactive. They're designed to be engaging. For everybody. Not just for the kids, but for everybody. And the intent is to generate some discussion when you go home and you're sitting around the dinner table tonight. To have some discussion about what you learned today. Now, I'm not sure if you guys remember what the theme of Family Worship Sunday is, because it's been over a year. We were talking about the big story of God. And we're going to be talking about the big story of God every Family Worship Sunday for probably into next year. What we're going to be doing is taking a broad look at God's story, from creation of everything, all the way to the establishment or the creation of His church. And a little bit over a year ago, in our first Family Worship Sunday, we spoke about God creating everything. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we had some flowers that smelled really good, and we had some grapes that people got a chance to taste, and they were really sweet, tasting, awesome grapes. And we said that God created everything. That was the message. And that everything He created was good. We saw that when we tasted those grapes. And then the following month was our second Family Worship Sunday. And during that message, we talked about how everyone was created in the image of God. And because we're created in the image of God, that means that we are special to Him. You guys remember I gave you those little cards that were mirrors? I said take them home and put them in your refrigerator or whatever. You can look into them every so often and remind yourself when you see your reflection that you are created in the image of God and that you are special to Him. Well, instead of going back and going over those two messages again, I really want to just pick up where we left off. We talked about creation. We talked about the fact we're created in His image. And today I want to talk about how sin entered into the world. Now, before I do that, let me ask you guys a question. Kids, listen up. Who can tell me, in your own words, what sin is? What is sin? What's sin, Malachi? What is it? Bad news.
No,
Okay.
badness.
Badness, okay, badness.
Hearing aids.
Who else? What else? What's sin in your own words? Speak loud. Who said something? All right, let me tell you. Sin is all those things that we do that makes God sad. Sin is those things that separate us from Him. Now, since everything God created was good, we need to know how something so bad came into the world. So, to help explain this, I'm going to start by talking about something that doesn't seem like it's related at all. I'm going to talk about choices. I'm going to talk about choices. You see, choice is something that you and I face every day. We have to make decisions in life, don't we? You make the choice every day whether to get up early or stay in the bed. Who likes to get up early? All right? Who likes to stay in bed? See? So you make a choice every day, don't you? You know, you can choose to go to church or you can choose to stay home. And obviously everybody here today chose to come to church. You guys can choose to do your homework. You guys can choose to brush your teeth. You can even choose to clean your room or not. And guess what? You even can choose whether you obey your parents or not. Parents, you guys can choose to go to work. You can choose to stay home. You can choose to feed your children, or you can choose not to feed your children. The point is you make choices every day. You can say, of choices. Now let me tell you something else about those choices. Every time you make a choice, did you know that something happens? Think about it. What happens if you decide to brush your teeth in the morning? What do you think happens when you brush your teeth?
Don't get cavities.
You don't get cavities. You have some sweet smelling breath. You don't have food stuck in your teeth. Now what happens if you decide not to brush your teeth?
Look like a Grinch.
You look like a Grinch. What do you think happens? What happens if you don't brush your teeth?
Cavities.
Okay, you get cavities. That's right. That's what happens. What happens when you decide to do your homework?
You get an A.
Yeah, you get an A. You get good grades at school. Now what happens if you decide not to do your homework?
You get an F.
Yeah, you get an F. You get some bad grades in school. Let me ask you one more thing. What happens when you choose to obey your parents? Things are good, right?
Treats.
Sometimes you get some treats. What happens when you decide not to obey your parents? Things are bad. You get in trouble. Same thing, parents. What happens if you decide to go to work?
Get paid.
You get paid. You get some money. What happens if you decide to stay home and not go to work, play hooky?
Get
You
fired.
don't get paid. You can get fired. Right? Right? The point is something always happens with every choice that we make. So our choices, some of them lead to good things, and as we can see, some of them lead to bad things. So right now we know that we make choices every day. Some of them lead to good things, and some of them lead to bad things. And let me tell you one more thing about choices. Every choice you make has an impact on somebody around you. Face it. How do you think Owen feels if you choose not to share some candy with him? Yeah, it's sad. He feels bad. And sometimes Owen may even get a little angry at you, right? That's some bad stuff. Now, what do you think happens if you choose to disobey your parents? How do you think that makes them feel? Sad. Maybe a little disappointed. But how does it make them feel if you choose to obey them?
Happy.
Happy, proud of, glad. So every choice that we make in life impacts somebody else. Parents, if you choose to go to work again, you make money, that not only affects you, but now you can pay the bills. You can keep the lights on. You can feed your kids. Those choices impact your family as well. So here's what I want you to remember. Every day we are faced with choices, and every choice we make, something good or bad happens, and that choice always impacts not only you, but other people around you. And I want you to know something. The Bible gives us a great example of that truth about choices in the story of Adam and Eve. Right there in the book of Genesis. You see, when we read that story, we know that God created Adam and Eve, the first man and the first woman, and He placed them in the garden. He placed them in a place of paradise. And they were supposed to take care of that place. And God told them that they were free to eat from anything in that garden, any tree in the garden. But there was only one rule, one tree that they could not eat from. Now, who here can tell me what the name of that tree was that they could not eat from in the garden? What do you think? Malachi?
Jesus.
No, not that he wasn't that tree. Who can tell me what the name of the tree was that God told Adam and Eve not to eat from?
Tree of bad and good.
Right. He told them not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. God said you can eat from anything in the garden except this one tree right here, good and evil. So now Adam and Eve, they're faced with a choice, aren't they? They could choose to listen to God and not eat from the tree. Or they could choose to disobey God and eat from the tree. So they had a choice. What choice do you think that they made? Come on, Just interact with anybody. What choice do you think Adam and Eve made?
They made the wrong choice.
They made the choice to eat. Who says eat? Who says not eat? Well, I'll tell you what. Genesis 3, verses 1 through 19 tells us what they chose. And instead of me reading that passage to you, we're going to watch a video that teaches us this passage. So pay attention and listen to the video.
A bad choice. Genesis 3:19. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food. Now there appeared in the garden one day a serpent who had come to tempt Adam and Eve. He was very clever. One day he got Eve alone in the garden near the forbidden tree, and he spoke.
Did God really say not to eat from every tree in the garden?
Eve was startled and said to the serpent,
We may eat the fruit of every tree in the garden except this one. For God has warned us. He said, do not eat this fruit, or even touch it, or we will die.
You will not die. God knows that if you eat the fruit of this tree, you'll be just like Him. Your eyes will be opened, and you'll know about good and evil, and you'll be just as powerful as He is.
Eve then gazed back upon the forbidden fruit. She remembered God's warning, but the serpent's words did seem to make sense. She could see with her own eyes this fruit looked as ripe and sweet as anything in the garden.
This fruit looks good. It probably tastes good too. And wisdom is something everyone needs. The serpent is right. God doesn't want us to be wise.
So Eve took the fruit and ate it. Soon Adam came by, and she gave the fruit to her husband. He ate it also. Adam and Eve had sinned against God. Soon they heard the voice of the Lord as he walked through the garden.
Adam, where are you? We were hiding, Lord, because we were naked and afraid. Adam, have you eaten from the tree that I warned you not to? The woman you made to be my helper, she gave me the fruit, and I did eat.
Then the Lord said to the woman,
What have you done?
The serpent confused me, Lord. He told me I would not die, and that we could be gods too.
Adam and Eve were afraid and ashamed of what they had done. Then God said to the serpent,
I curse you this day for what you have done. You will crawl on your belly all the days of your life.
the serpent fell silent on the ground and slithered away. To Adam the Lord said,
Because you disobeyed me, you shall work very hard for your daily bread. The ground will be full of thorns and thistles.
the Lord made him clothes to wear and sent them out of the garden of Eden, never to return again. Behind him he placed an angel with a flaming sword to guard the entrance of Eden.
So, their one very bad choice caused them to have to leave the garden. But that's the end of our story this morning. I want to back up a little bit and take a look at the beginning. Because their choice caused something more than them just having to leave the garden. So let's back up a little bit. In the beginning, God created everything, didn't He? Yes? Come on, speak up. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, God created everything. He made the trees. He made the sky. He made the water. He made this nice, delicious apple right here. And He made the first man and the first woman. Who remembers what their names were?
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve. That was their names. And guess what? God made you and me too. And the Bible tells us that He loves each one of us with a love that is greater than anything in the world. His love is taller than the tallest building we can think of. His love is taller than this church. His love is deeper than the deepest ocean you can think of. It's deeper than the Grand Canyon. And His love is wider than anything you can imagine. You can look left and you can look right, and you would never see the end of it. You could say that we are the apple of God's eye. As a matter of fact, that's what Scripture calls us. We are the apple of God's eye. And what that means is we are very, very precious to Him, just like you are to your parents. You're very precious to Him. And when God made each one of us, His desire was that we would enjoy a loving relationship with Him and with one another as well. And in the beginning, Adam and Eve had that with God. You see, in the beginning, God would come like we saw here, like Scripture tells us, God would come and He would walk with Adam and Eve, and He would talk with Adam and Eve right there in the coolness of the day in the garden. But as we saw and heard, something went terribly wrong. Adam and Eve made a choice to do something they were not supposed to do. Who remembers the choice that they made? What was the choice?
No.
To eat the fruit.
What was the choice that Adam and Eve made? Did they eat the fruit or did they not eat the fruit?
Ate the fruit.
They ate the fruit. Adam and Eve chose to disobey God and listen to the serpent. And who knows who the serpent is?
Eat the fish. Satan.
Lucifer. Jesus,
Yeah.
not Jesus, the serpent is the devil. He is Satan. So they made the bad choice. Here's what happened. You see, Eve, she looked up there at that fruit hanging on the tree. And she started desiring that fruit. She's like, look how red it is. Doesn't it look juicy? I'll bet that tastes really good. That's something that I need. And you know what she did? She plucked it. Then she looked at it and she said, that's good. She took a bite. And then Adam was there. And she probably turned to Adam and said, you got to try some of this. And Adam had to make a choice too. And who knows what he chose?
Yay.
To eat it.
He chose to eat it too, so he took a bite out of it as well. And he started eating. And as soon as they ate it, they realized that they made a very bad decision. Have you ever done something and as soon as you did it, you knew it was wrong? Have you? Alana? Huh? How about you adults? Have you ever done something and as soon as you did it, immediately you knew it was wrong? How did that make you feel? How did that make you feel when you did something you knew was wrong?
Good.
Made you- Truth right
Did we
there.
get caught? Wait.
Shame.
It makes you feel ashamed. It makes you feel sad. It makes you feel like you need to hide, like maybe you're dirty or something, right? Well, the same thing happened to Adam and Eve. When they ate the fruit, they knew that they did something wrong and they felt ashamed. And guess what they did? They tried to hide from God because they knew that they were wrong. They knew deep down inside that something had changed between them and God. Something had changed. Their one bad decision broke their relationship with God. No longer could they enjoy walking in the garden in His presence, because God is holy and God is perfect, and sin cannot be in His presence, and that meant that now Adam and Eve could not be in the presence of God. And so that's why God sent them out of the garden, to be separated from Him. They could no longer stand in His presence. Now that happened a very long time ago, didn't it? As we sit here today, we might be saying, well, what does that have to do with us? I mean, that's sad for them, but what does that have to do with us? Well, the Bible tells us that like Adam and Eve, guess what? We make the choice to disobey God too. Every time we do something that God does not want us to do, you know what it's like? It's like we're in the garden and we see that fruit and we pick it and we eat it ourselves. Every time. Let me ask you something. Do you think that you are a sinner like Adam and Eve?
Yes.
Kids, have you ever told a lie? No matter if it was a little lie? Have you? Anybody? Have you ever told a little lie? Yes. Everybody has whenever they were kids. Adults, have you ever done something that you were not supposed to do? Of course you have. This means that we have all sinned. And like Adam and Eve, this means that we are separated from God. But guess what? There's some good news here. God did not give up on us. Just like whenever you do something bad, your parents don't give up on you. They don't stop loving you. They might be a little sad, but they don't give up on you. And we make mistakes, we make bad choices, but God does not give up on us. And as a matter of fact, He loves us so much. And He wants so bad to fix the relationship, that broken relationship that we have with Him. Guess what He did? He sent His Son, Jesus Christ, into the world to die for our sins, so that whoever believes in Him would not perish, but have everlasting life. And so that the people long ago would know that His Son was coming. Guess what He did? He put a very special sign in the sky. And the wise men followed that sign all the way to Bethlehem. Who can tell me what that sign was? Mason?
The star.
The star. A very special star. And I'm going to tell you how awesome God is. Inside this apple, He's placed a star. And inside every apple, He's placed a star. Look at that. See that star? Did you know that? Inside this apple, He's placed a star, and inside of every apple, He's placed a star. And so what I want you to remember is every time you see an apple, every time you eat an apple, I want you to think about that star that's inside. And I pray that this star would encourage you, that this star would lead you, like those wise men, to Jesus. You see, Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus came to earth as a tiny little baby, and then He grew into a man, and He lived a perfect, sinless life. You know what that means? That means that Jesus did not make any bad decisions. All His decisions were good. And when He was 33 years old, Mason, how old are you?
9.
9. Malachi, how old are you?
7.
7. Well, I'm 52. So that means Jesus was older than you, but younger than me. He was 33 years old when he was crucified on the cross. When he was that young, he was accused of crimes that he did not commit. And then 3 days later, he rose again. And he went up to heaven. And now he's reigning as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. What I really want all of you to understand this morning is this: that Jesus died on the cross and he rose again. He did that to pay for all the wrong things, all the bad choices that you and I have ever made. And to pay for all the bad choices that you and I ever will make. You see, sin came into the world by one bad choice from Adam and Eve. The salvation, the rescue, the cure for sin came into the world by one good choice of Jesus Christ. And so this morning, kids, adults, we are faced with the biggest choice of our lives. We can choose to put our... Let me get something out of here. We can choose to put our little tiny... You can't even see that. Our little tiny seed of faith in Jesus Christ. And when we do that, you know what he does? He gives us a brand new life. Perfect. No bite taken out of it. No sin in our life. We're forgiven of our sin. We're welcomed into God's family. And we get to enjoy a loving relationship with him. We become the apple of his eye. That means we're precious to him. However, if we choose to take our little seed of faith and throw it away and not put it in Jesus Christ and continue to live our life on our own terms, disobeying God and rejecting God and turning from God and not even believing that he's in this world, as long as we continue to do those things, guess what? We will forever remain separated from him. Never to walk with him in the coolness of the garden. And this choice to trust Jesus or not is a choice that every man, woman, boy, or girl has to make. No one can make this choice for you. You have to make it on your own. So my question to each and every one of you today, children, my question to you is, what choice will you make? Will you want to remain separated? Or do you want to be perfect and whole?
Perfect and whole.
Perfect and whole. So what I'm going to do right now, I don't have an apple seed for everyone. I have a little peppercorn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass these out, and I'm going to ask you to take a peppercorn. And if your children are small and you don't feel safe with them taking one, I understand. But take the peppercorn. Because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give each and every one of you an opportunity to place your tiny seed of faith. That's what this represents. Your tiny seed of faith. I'm going to give you an opportunity this morning to place that trust and to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. And if you've already got a relationship with Jesus Christ this morning, then I'm going to give you an opportunity to take your tiny seed of faith and affirm that relationship with Jesus this morning. So as these are being passed out, I'm going to ask Ann to just place something as we pass these out. And once you receive yours, just spend some time thinking